status, meritocracy, and competitive identity. When your worth is measured, ranked, and compared. Some societies measure your height in centimeters. Some measure your weight in kilograms. Some measure your value in grades, income, school names, and job titles. And if you grew up in one of the latter, you probably think that is normal. Meritocracy is one of the most seductive cultural myths of the modern world. Work hard. Earn your place. Rise on your own merit. It sounds fair. It sounds rational. It sounds motivating. It also wires your nervous system to equate worth with performance. And once that equation is installed, you stop asking whether you're successful. You start asking whether you are enough. The mechanism, when achievement becomes identity. In meritocratic societies, hierarchy is not just tolerated, it is justified. You deserve your position because you earned it. You failed because you did not try hard enough. This belief system stabilizes early. Research published in the mid-2020s shows that children in high-pressure academic systems internalize meritocracy narratives by adolescence. They equate test performance with personal value long before they understand structural inequality. When worth is tied to measurable output, your self-esteem becomes externally calibrated. The nervous system learns. High score equals safety. Low score equals threat. Exams, rankings, performance reviews, university admissions, these are not just institutional processes. They are identity filters. Your body does not experience an exam as an abstract assessment. It experiences it as a survival event. Elevated cortisol, increased heart rate, hyperfocus, fear of social consequence. Now multiply that by years. Singapore, kiasu as competitive reflex. Singapore is one of the clearest modern examples of meritocracy as national identity. The small nation with no natural resources survived by emphasizing education, competence, and economic excellence. The message was simple: we must outperform to survive. The result is a highly efficient, highly educated population. But the psychological byproduct is kiasu, fear of losing out. Children are enrolled in enrichment classes early. Academic competition begins young. Parents compare schools, scores, and scholarships. Failure is not merely disappointing. It is destabilizing. The narrative says, if you fall behind, you may not catch up. That message is not entirely irrational. In small, high-density societies, competition is real. But when performance becomes the central measure of worth, rest feels irresponsible. Joy feels secondary. The nervous system learns to scan constantly. Am I ahead? Am I enough? Am I falling behind? This produces excellence. It also produces burnout. Korea, the Sunang pressure cooker. South Korea's national college entrance exam, the Sunang, is infamous for its intensity. Flights are delayed to reduce noise. Police escort late students. The exam is not merely academic, it is life-defining. In such systems, status hierarchy is transparent and rigid. School prestige predicts career pathway. Career pathway predicts social standing. Social standing predicts marriage prospects. This is not subtle. Identity crystallizes around rank. The psychological effect is profound. From adolescence, self-esteem becomes tightly bound to comparative performance. You are not simply learning. You are competing. When hierarchy is explicit, anxiety is rational. The nervous system remains activated for years. And even after success, the competition rarely stops. Promotion, salary, neighborhood, children's schools. Meritocracy perpetuates itself. And if you step off the treadmill, you risk invisibility. China, Gaokao and the effort narrative. China's Gaokao functions similarly, a national exam shaping life trajectory. The narrative in China is particularly powerful. Effort equals success. Hard work is moral virtue. In theory, this democratizes opportunity. In practice, inequality persists. Urban students have structural advantages over rural students, but the effort narrative remains dominant. This creates an interesting psychological tension. If you succeed, you credit effort. If you fail, you blame effort. Structural barriers are often downplayed. The nervous system internalizes hyper-responsibility. If I just work harder, I will win. This produces extraordinary discipline. It also produces relentless self-criticism. In high-merit cultures, imposter syndrome is common, not because individuals lack competence, but because success feels fragile. There is always someone ranking above you. And if your worth is comparative, it is never secure. The United States, Ivy League and the hustle gospel. The United States presents a different flavor of meritocracy. The American dream promises upward mobility through hard work. Elite universities become status gateways. Corporate hustle culture celebrates overwork as ambition. Personal branding becomes professional survival. Unlike rigid exam systems, American meritocracy is decentralized but equally competitive. The narrative says, you can be anything. But beneath that optimism lies widening inequality. Access to elite pathways is often influenced by wealth, legacy admissions, social networks. Meritocracy rhetoric coexists with structural advantage. This creates cognitive dissonance. If you succeed, you believe you earned it. If you fail, you believe you are insufficient. But the playing field was never entirely level. The nervous system in such contexts learns your output defines you. Rest is regression. Hustle is virtue. Burnout becomes badge of honor. Strengths of competitive identity. Meritocratic societies produce high achievement, innovation, skill development, clear pathways for advancement, ambition. Competition sharpens focus. Clear metrics reduce ambiguity. High standards elevate performance. Without competitive drive, many technological and economic advancements would not exist. Ambition can be empowering. Achievement can be fulfilling. Meritocracy can reward effort. Blind spots of competitive identity. But when competition becomes identity, danger follows. Perfectionism increases, comparison becomes constant. Self-worth fluctuates with performance. Relationships become strategic. Burnout becomes normalized. Midlife crises emerge when individuals realize they climbed ladders they never questioned. You may achieve everything your society promised, and still feel hollow. Because you optimize for ranking, not meaning. Equality rhetoric versus hidden advantage. Meritocracy's most dangerous illusion is fairness. When systems are unequal but rhetoric insists they are fair, failure feels personal. In the United States, elite pathways often depend on early access to resources. In China, urban-rural divides influence opportunity. In Singapore, socio-economic background influences enrichment access. In Korea, private tutoring amplifies inequality. Yet the narrative remains. Work harder. This internalizes pressure. Instead of questioning systems, individuals question themselves. The nervous system absorbs the burden. Hypervigilance toward performance becomes chronic. Relational consequences. When status hierarchy dominates identity, relationships shift. Peers become competitors. Friendships carry comparison. Envy increases. Success of others can feel threatening. In collectivist competitive cultures, family pride is attached to individual achievement. In individualist competitive cultures, personal branding dominates. Either way, relational safety erodes. When you are ranked, you are rarely relaxed. Midlife reckoning. Many individuals raised in high-merit systems experience midlife disruption. They achieve the degree. They secure the title. They accumulate income. Then they ask, why am I exhausted? Why do I feel empty? Because competitive identity optimized for external validation, not internal coherence. Meritocracy rewards measurable output. It does not guarantee emotional alignment. The neuroscience of ranking. Social comparison activates the brain's reward and threat systems. Upward comparison can motivate, but also trigger inadequacy. Chronic comparison elevates stress hormones. When self-esteem is contingent on performance, setbacks produce disproportionate distress. Perfectionism correlates with higher rates of anxiety and depression. In high-ranking cultures, shame sensitivity increases because falling behind is not neutral. It is socially visible. The hidden cost of high standards. If you grew up in a system that praised excellence relentlessly, you may struggle to define yourself without achievement. Rest may feel like laziness. Moderation may feel like mediocrity. Contentment may feel suspicious. You may not know who you are without targets. And when targets disappear, retirement, job loss, career plateau, identity destabilizes, because you were not trained to value being. You were trained to value winning. Redefining success prompt. To begin disentangling competitive imprint, complete this exercise. List 3 sources of worth that are not competitive, not ranked, not compared, not measured against others. Examples might include kindness, curiosity, integrity, playfulness, emotional depth, spiritual growth, community contribution. Now ask, how much time do I invest in these? If achievement disappeared tomorrow, who would I be? The answers may unsettle you. That discomfort reveals Imprint, the provocative truth: you may not be ambitious. You may be afraid of irrelevance. You may not be disciplined, you may be anxious. You may not love competition. You may fear invisibility. You may not hate losing. You may equate losing with being unworthy. Meritocracy convinces you that ranking is neutral. It is not. It is psychological conditioning, integrating drive without losing yourself. This chapter is not anti-achievement. Drive is powerful. Excellence matters. Competence builds confidence. But when achievement becomes identity, fragility increases. True sovereignty means pursuing excellence without collapsing when you fail, valuing ambition without worshiping status, competing without dehumanizing yourself, recognizing structural realities without internalizing shame. Closing reflection. Ask yourself, when I introduce myself, what do I lead with? Title? Degree? Income? Institution? If those disappeared, what remains? Status systems are not inherently evil, but they are powerful. And if you never question the ladder you're climbing, you may reach the top only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. In the next chapter, we examine authority and institutional trust. Because who you compete for, who you obey, and who you challenge shapes identity just as deeply as how you rank. And if meritocracy taught you to earn your place, authority will teach you whether that place is safe. But first, sit with this: who are you when you are not winning? That answer matters more than your resume ever will.